This is Sarah with Healthy Families for God, and I am here with my supplements ready to share with you about my supplement regimen and some tips for picking out the best supplements. So if you followed Healthy Families for God for a while, you know that in my naturopathic studies and education, part of that included orthomolecular treatment or therapy. And orthomolecular therapy is basically just high-dose vitamin therapy or vitamin therapy. So I really cling to that, and I have a strong focus on nutrition in addition to diet in the form of supplements. So if you guys, excuse me for a second. So there's a lot of different opinions in the natural health world about supplements. Some say that people should only take or get their nutrients from food and have a really healthy diet, and others say that supplements are really important. And so if you follow Healthy Families for God, you might get the feeling that I am on the side that believes that supplements are very important. I obviously promote, support, and live a very healthy diet first and foremost. So our nutrients should first and foremost come from food, and that really includes really nutrient-dense foods. So I'm sitting here, I'm kind of late in my morning this morning because I just got a late start, and so I'm still kind of might be snacking on my breakfast here. But you know, to give you an idea of how much I focus on nutrition coming from our diet. Somebody's trying to sneak in the house. Okay, so my kids are running around and I'm not watching them right now, and my husband's at work, so this is live video. We never know what's gonna happen. So anyway, we raise our own poultry for eggs and meat, and so I got my fried egg that's very high in vitamin A because they are free to roam and eat bugs and grass, so that really improves the vitamin A content of their yolks. And then I've got, you know, beta carotenoids from my sweet potato hash browns. So I'm very a strong believer in getting a really nutrient dense diet and getting as many nutrients as we can from our food. But many of you are like me. You grew up maybe just not a healthy lifestyle, and there are deficiencies in our body that are really long-standing from maybe our whole entire childhood, and many of us are just born with nutrient deficiencies nowadays, and even 38 years ago when I was born. So it's really important that we not just get our nutrients from a really healthy diet, but also that we can supplement and take advantage of the supplements that we have available to us nowadays to really improve our nutritional status and maybe correct some of those long-standing deficiencies. And so just real quick, can you guys make sure, let me know if you can hear me okay, and if my screen is turned right, if I'm not like sideways or anything. So anyway, I have 6 children, and that means 6 pregnancies. That means many cumulative years of breastfeeding, which can really drain our nutrition from our bodies. And so I really work hard to really make sure that my nutrition is good. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Erica. So I really strongly believe in supplements, and in my 7 years of being a natural health professional and having hundreds and hundreds of clients, I found that the right nutrients in supplemental form can really change lives. So, I mean, I've seen it improve someone's health in 30 minutes of just taking the right supplement and knowing exactly which one their body is telling them they need. So anything that our body is manifesting in any way is it saying something to us. It's kind of like when my husband needs to fix something on our car, our vehicles, he'll go to the parts store and plug it into a machine, and it'll bring up a code, and it'll give an idea of what is wrong with the vehicle or what it needs. And I really believe that some of the things are symptoms and things like that, that our body is trying to give us a code, like saying, this is what I need. And so just being able to decipher what our body is telling us can really direct us and give us the right nutrients that our body really needs. So I definitely believe that we should look into supplements for our health. And I have spent a lot of years trying to really find the best quality supplements. I'm quite picky, and some of you know, maybe you've sent me a message like which supplement is good for this, and maybe you were hoping for like a 3-word answer and you got like a whole book. That's just because I'm very research driven, and I want to make sure that we get the best quality things. So I'm going to tell you today, I'm going to start out by giving you tips on how to pick out the best supplements. Just some tips, things to look for, things to turn over and read on the label, and just things that just I've seen kind of people miss over the years, and maybe spend money where they shouldn't have. And so this is going to help you save money and make sure that you're getting the most for your money, and also making sure that you aren't getting anything bad when you're trying to do something good for your body. I'm also going to just kind of share about my family's personal supplement regimen and share some of my favorites and what I've found that really just doesn't work, so don't bother spending your money on it, and what really does work. And then I'm going to just kind of break it down into trying to simplify things and share what I feel like are the most important supplements for women, for men, and for children. So just to kind of really make it simple. What I want to make sure you know is this is, you know, a very, this is like 7 years of studying and researching, and then adding more things into my budget for me personally. So what works for me, whether it's for my budget or my nutrition or my health, isn't going to work for everybody. So I want to just give you the guidelines too to help you decide what works for you. So first, to be able to assess what supplements are good, of course, you've got to turn the bottle over and read the label. One of the first things I do when I'm reading a label is I will look at the other ingredients. So way down at the bottom, there's something that says other ingredients. Let's see here, my camera's turned around, so it'll say other ingredients, and oftentimes what I'll notice is that one of the first things it will list is sugar. This is especially true with chewables or vitamins aimed towards children. The first ingredient is often refined sugar, and that's obviously going to contradict a lot of the nutrients that are in there. So whether it says cane sugar or evaporated cane juice, or even organic evaporated cane juice, things like that, I really recommend avoiding. What we found is that intake of refined sugar will take away like twice as much magnesium and calcium and other nutrients than anything is getting into your body. And so it would need more of those to be able to outweigh the sugar in them. So that's something to watch for, especially with chewable vitamins. Chewables tend to be a little bit more difficult to find good ones for that reason. Another thing obviously is to really watch out for the food dyes, artificial food color. So if it's brightly colored, you're going to want to check, especially if it's aimed towards children, if it's a children's vitamin or something, make sure it doesn't have red dye number 40 or blue dye number this, and those kinds of things. We want to avoid those. In fact, in other countries, like in, I think it's Europe and things like that, they're required to have a label, a warning label on things that have those artificial food dyes that say like may cause hyperactivity in children and stuff. So obviously that's not what we want either. Some vitamins, especially when you're going to like the cheap ones and stuff, tend to have artificial sweeteners in them, which can be extremely dangerous. So those are things like aspartame, sucralose. Those are the two most common ones. So you'll really want to watch out for those, aspartame and sucralose. Sucrose is sugar. But sucralose, sucralose, is a synthetic sugar that we really want to watch out for. So that's something else to watch out for. So just go through the list of other ingredients. Now, in some things, you will see things like, let me think here, magnesium stearate, see if any of these have them, cellulose, those are common fillers, and I have done my research on those, and honestly, I'm pretty comfortable with those to some extent. So I don't necessarily recommend needing to avoid those completely. I think it was Chris Kresser, he has some good articles on those extra little filler ingredients on his website, and you know, really in summary, they're not that big of a deal. It's not like it's going to outweigh any of the benefits or something like that. Ideally, we want to have better quality sources of those, so that generally comes with getting a better quality supplement brand. So now, other than the other ingredients, when you're looking at like multivitamins or B vitamins and things like that, some of the things to watch out for are the synthetic versions of the vitamins. So for instance, if you're looking at a multivitamin, when you look at the vitamin E, there are two forms of vitamin E. There's two forms that they use in America for vitamin E, and that one is the synthetic one and one is the naturally occurring one. So the synthetic, the natural one is D-alpha tocopherol, but the synthetic one is D-L-alpha tocopherol. I was going to get a whiteboard so I could write this out for you. But so basically, let me see if I can write this down here. That extra little L means it's synthetic, and it's not super common. They're, you know, putting the natural one in them for the most part, but when you're getting to the cheap ones, they will put that. So there's that extra L in there, DL alpha. That means it's synthetic. So you want to get one without that extra L in there, just D-alpha tocopherol. So things like that. And so I don't go, okay, I do. I go through each nutrient, like in multivitamins and stuff, to make sure that they're good forms of them. But these are just a couple of things that you can use to kind of spot where the cheap and the synthetic ones are. And so chances are, if it has one of the synthetic versions of the vitamin in there, the other ones tend to be also breakfast, sorry. So the vitamin E is just kind of one of those ones that we can use as a clue about the quality of the entire brand or the supplement. And then another one is folic acid. If it's folic acid, we want to stay away from that. That's the cheap version of it. And then, so what we want to do is look for folate, which is natural, the natural B vitamin. And so I kind of just use those two as a gauge to assess if it's a multivitamin formula, what the quality is of it. Because if those are the synthetic ones or the cheap ones, what's going to happen is the other ones probably are going to be cheaper forms too. For instance, the magnesium is probably going to be magnesium citrate or something, or another really cheap version of that. And these aren't the most absorbable forms for our body, obviously. So those are good to stay away from. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's it for that. And if you guys have any questions at any time, let me know. But in the end, I can take, you know, lots of questions about, you know, which ones for this and that. One thing I want to note is that I have to be extra careful not to say like this vitamin can cure this disease or this illness or this health problem, just because of certain FDA regulations and stuff like that. So so I will say, you know, something that will maybe, for instance, support thyroid health instead of say it'll cure hypothyroidism. Okay. All right, so one other thing when you're looking at vitamins to note is that liquid ones, especially when it's like vitamins, like multivitamins and things like that, they tend to have preservatives. And so those tend to not always be a good option, and there are obviously exceptions to that. But when it comes to liquid multivitamins and stuff, I honestly have not found one that did not have preservatives that I'm not comfortable with. So it's the same kind of like with chewables, where those tend to have behind sugar. But I've definitely spent a lot of time looking for good ones for those who can't swallow pills and stuff like that. So I will share those with you when I get into the specific ones. So one of the things that I think when we're talking about getting the most for our money with our supplements, because let's face it, it can be really expensive and a really significant portion of our budget to be healthy with vitamins. It's good to budget more for them, obviously, in my opinion, because the better health means less expenses in other ways, much less expenses in other ways. So they definitely do pay for themselves in that way. But so how can we get the most for our money with them? So obviously avoiding the cheap ones, which have less absorption. And so basically when you're getting the cheap ones, you're not getting any more. You're, you know, it would take much more of that for your body to absorb that. Okay, Erica, thanks. We'll see you later. Have fun at the birthday party. So what we want to do is make sure that we're getting absorbable forms that our body can utilize. So generally, even with a good form of vitamins or something or nutrients in a supplement, we are on average only absorbing about under 50%. So it depends on which supplement, which vitamin, which nutrient it is. But we're generally absorbing, it can be as low as 20% to 40%. And I think that closer to 40% tends to be a better average rate of absorption for the better quality supplements. And so obviously we're like, well, if our body's only getting 40% of that, it seems kind of like some of the money is going to waste. And that's where the controversy comes about how much supplements are worth it or not. And one thing I've found is that when you take other plant material and you combine it with nutrients, you're going to skyrocket the absorption rate, the bioavailability, and the synergy of those nutrients. And so what I found, this is really cool, and I was super excited about this fact, was that pure plant essential oils increase the absorption from that 20 to 40% range to 60 to 80% range. So we're talking like a little bit of those essential oils that are safe for dietary use are going to skyrocket our nutrition absorption from our supplements and obviously give us more for our money. So check this out. Let me see here if I can find this one. Watch, I forgot it. Let's see here. Okay, this one. So let's get into really specific research just to show you how awesome this is. This is a supplement called Multigreens. And, you know, it's called Multigreens because it's got like barley grass juice and spirulina and things like alfalfa, things like that. Okay, so they did some research on this. This is really cool. So they tested the blood for the absorption of the nutrients in it. And in less than 24 hours, the absorption rate of this without the plant oils that they put in it, without those, the absorption rate was 42%. So we're seeing about just, you know, at the high end of that 20 to 40% range. So once they added the pure dietary safe plant essential oils right into the supplement, the absorption rate increased to 64% in just 30 minutes, and then 86% in 1 hour. So 86% is an incredible absorption rate for a supplement. And so you're getting way more for your money when you get something that has got that synergy and that increases the bioavailability to your body. So I just love that fact. And so that's another way to really get the most for your money. And so some people maybe have concerns about plant oils being in their supplements. And obviously I've done some research on this and I have articles on it on my website. I was concerned that maybe they would negatively affect the beneficial flora in our gut. I found research that they definitely do not, and in fact they do support that as well. And they also, there's tons of research that they support liver health instead of do the opposite like some people think. So I am definitely comfortable and excited about that, helping me get more for my money and improving my health too. All right, so one other thing I would say before I get into like my supplement regimen and stuff is that magnesium. Magnesium's a big one. You know, I talk about magnesium a lot. Magnesium literally changes lives, mine included. And I have spent years going from different magnesium supplements to really just see how my body responds to it, and asking people how their bodies respond to it, and talking to other professionals who use magnesium in their practice. And I'm going to show you what I found really quick. So I've got a couple, let's see here, I picked out a couple of magnesium supplements. Where's my other one here? So, all right, so I've got a few magnesium supplements here. All right, and so what I'm going to tell you is this one is very common when it comes to magnesium, and its bonus is that it tastes good, which is hard for magnesium that's not in capsule form. The downside is that you cannot get enough magnesium for various things that I talk about on my page and stuff with this, because it will cause loose bowels before you can get enough. So that's the problem with this. It's the magnesium citrate, even though it's ionic in this case, or it says it is, it acts just like magnesium citrate in other forms where it causes loose bowels. And so this isn't the recommended form. I did just read an article too. They tested the heavy metals and things like that, and lead and things like that in it, and this one tested a little bit higher than we've all thought. Of course, those are going to be naturally occurring with something like this, with minerals, because minerals come from the ground. But this one was a little bit higher than I'm comfortable with. So there's that downside of it too. If somebody's like where they can't take any other magnesium, I think it's better than nothing. But of course, like I said, in order for us to be able to get the benefits from magnesium to really change our health and the things that I talk about and post on Healthy Families for God about what magnesium can do, we aren't going to be able to get enough of it for this. And magnesium has been something really that my body has needed a lot, and so I've been able to really experiment with this on myself. And I can really pay attention to the signs that my body's telling me if I'm getting enough magnesium or not. And I've never been able to get enough with this before it's causing loose bowels. So the two forms that I do recommend for magnesium, my first form is this form called Mineral Essence. It's a liquid ionic mineral, multi-mineral formula. So it doesn't just have magnesium, but it does have a significant amount of magnesium in addition to some other minerals, trace minerals. But this one has the pure dietary essential oils added to it in order to really increase the efficacy, the bioavailability of the minerals for our body. So there is nothing that I found that really gives us the magnesium that we need more than this one. The problem is that it tastes horrible. If you've tried other liquid minerals like concentrate minerals, they taste horrible. It's just a fact of life with liquid minerals. So what I personally do, I have a video of this really quick showing how I just put them in, I put the droppers full in capsules, in empty capsules, and swallow them down so that I don't have to taste them. And some people aren't bothered as much by the taste as I personally am. And for my kiddos, they'll mix it with like pineapple juice, like a really good cold pressed or what, not filtered pineapple juice, and which is really sweet, and so it really helps. I mean, this has honey and and some essential oils that improve the flavor of it a little bit. But it's still not enough in my opinion. So I put it in capsules. Some people put it in like a whole quart of water and drink it through the day, which is great. A great way to get your magnesium throughout the day like that. And the flavor they say isn't bad that way. I'm not brave enough to try that, so I just put it in capsules. If somebody cannot take this for some reason, I give my kids this one. I really didn't start too young with this one because it's got peppermint oil in it and stuff. But I have one who I started on it when he was 4 because he definitely needed extra magnesium. And then I kind of just gauge it by, you know, I'm really tuned into the symptoms of what our body's telling us with magnesium. And so I just kind of gauge it, whether they need more or not. So to determine the dosage. So that's really just an individual thing. And our needs for magnesium, they vary and they change constantly. Like if you consume more sugar in a period of time or in a day, you're going to need more magnesium. Or if you're more stressed out in a day, you're going to need more magnesium to counteract the effects of the stress on your body. So it's, you know, it's not something I can offer dosage guidelines to per person. But so for those who cannot take mineral essence for some reason, the other form I recommend is magnesium glycinate, and this is the best form second to the liquid ionic magnesium. This one has a better, it's less likely to cause loose bowels before you can get enough. It still can slightly. They did some research and they tested minerals like this without the essential oils, and at a certain point they always caused loose bowels, except for with the addition of the essential oils. And so this is going to help your body get more for those of us who need more magnesium. But this one is the second most that you can get enough. And there's another brand that I actually recommend more. It has less of the fillers, and I can't remember what brand it is right now. I'll post links after class. But magnesium glycinate is the second best form for supplemental magnesium. How do you dose to your children? So yeah, so it just kind of assessing what they need. For instance, for the mineral essence, the recommended dosage is for adults 5 half droppers. It only fills up halfway. 5 half droppers, so it's 1 milliliter each, morning and evening. So that's twice a day. And so for my kiddos, you know, they'll get a few droppers full, like my now 7-year-old, who tends to need more magnesium than the rest of us. He gets more than his 11-year-old brother just because his needs are higher. So mineral essence is the ionic form, which is definitely the best. But then we've got the this one, the second best, magnesium glycinate. So I would say with magnesium, don't waste your money on the cheaper forms, the forms that are going to make your body have loose bowels before you can get enough. Magnesium citrate is another really cheap one. And of course, those are great to use if you need some bowel support and things are backed up or a little slow. So, but they're not great for filling our body's magnesium needs, especially when they're low. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so what I will do real quick is kind of go through what I take in a day, and just keep in mind, I'll go through what my kids take too. Keep in mind that this is just kind of where I'm at now. It's constantly changing. It changes as my budget changes. It changes as my health needs change. Act awesome, Rachel. It does. You really notice a difference when your body's getting really good bioavailable magnesium. And I'm telling you, magnesium is amazing on our bodies. There's so many things that our body is screaming, I need magnesium, when it's acting out. You know, even just yesterday, I had recommended to a new person, after she was kind of explaining some things to me, that magnesium would be good to start on right away. And she messaged me back. She's like, can I really be feeling better within 30 minutes? Yeah, this magnesium is amazing. So, but you've got to get the right form and get enough. So many people are like, yeah, I've tried magnesium, it didn't work, because it wasn't the right form or it wasn't enough. All All right, so this is just where I'm at right now with my personal supplements. It's really not meant to be like a guideline for anybody, like take these and this is what you're going to take and this is what you can take to be healthy. This is just what I've assessed what my body needs at this time and what my budget has allowed for me to do right now. So let's see here. There's really none, I don't think, that are personally more important at this time for me. But having 6 kids and homeschooling and a farm and a job, I need adrenal support big time. And so one of the most important things for adrenal support is vitamin C. And so I like this Super C. This is from Young Living, and it has some minerals in addition to the vitamin C. And it's got the bioflavonoids and the citrus essential oils for extra absorption. So I'm getting more for my money that way because my body's getting more of it that way. So that and B vitamins are extremely important for my adrenals and also for energy. So I really honestly feel like everybody can benefit from more B vitamins. B vitamins are water soluble, so you really can't get too much. And most people don't get enough. So B vitamins for adrenal support, for energy support. A lot of B vitamins have like folic acid and cheap forms of those B vitamins. I personally, I used to use one by Designs for Health. It was called. It was B Supreme by Designs for Health, and Vitacost no longer carried it. So I was really excited when Young Living came out with the Super B because this one uses a new kind of folate organ F, which comes from citrus peels. So I love that. But one thing I also love about this too that most B vitamins don't have is this has some of those minerals like magnesium, like we talked about. But and it's not a great source of magnesium, so I wouldn't take this by itself for magnesium. But it also has selenium and in a good amount of it for thyroid support. And a few other things. It's also got nutmeg oil, which is great for energy support as well. So that's my favorite B vitamin that I take. So let's see here. So I take those, and I don't take all my supplements at one time just because it's a lot. I'll take some in the morning and some at bedtime. I'm not like, oh, this is the best time to take that, so I'm going to take this one with this meal and this one after this meal, because that just gets overwhelming and I would probably never get all my vitamins in that way. So I just really make it simple, because if you take them when you can take them, you're going to be more likely to take them, and that's really what's important, just to take them. So let's see here, what else? I'm trying to go in the order of like the most important that I make sure not to forget. Iodine is extremely important, and this is really good for so many reasons, but especially for women, because it really, our thyroid and our sex hormones really need the iodine. And so I take a few drops of this iodine. This is nascent iodine. It's a sublimated iodine. I really like this form of it, and it's really easy because one drop is 450 micrograms of iodine, which is a pretty good amount, and it doesn't taste bad or anything. So, and it doesn't have any preservatives or anything like that in it. Rachel, I love IV vitamin therapy for many things. I love them. I wish they were more available to more people and that more people could afford them. IV vitamin therapy can be amazing for people for many different things. So I personally love IV vitamin therapy. So Super C, Super B, and iodine. My daughter also takes this one when she started her menstrual cycles. The cycles were a little bit longer than we like to see them, or a little bit heavier for her age and stuff, so she started taking those, and that improved within the next cycle. So those teenage girls need that too. I also give my kiddos get a drop of this. Some of my middle-aged kiddos get a drop of this too. Iodine is great for helping brain function and things like that too. It's extremely important during pregnancy as well. So that's something I try to make sure every day I'm taking. Liver support is extremely important. Most people don't realize how important it is to support their liver every day, and how much that could improve someone's health. And so one of my favorite things for liver support is chlorella. And this is a supplement that I used to have available on my website. I spent a lot of time researching chlorella supplements, finding that most of them come from China or Japan, which are not clean sources of chlorella. So I found this company that offers it from South Korea, which is one of the cleanest sources of chlorella, and this one also has enzymes in it to really help break down the like the walls of things like candida and stuff like that. And so it's extremely effective for many things aside from liver support. But I haven't been able to find another retailer who offers this. This is something that I private label from ProThera. And I'm hoping to have my website open available again, but if you can find another ProThera chlorella supplement, I think it's called Dual Detox, generally when they sell it with their label on it, that's my favorite one. So chlorella is so good for so many things. Like I said, aside from liver support, candida support, it's great for getting heavy metals out of the body, things like that. So I think we can all just kind of use that kind of support every day with this kind of world we live in. Probiotics are extremely important for everyone. So everyone in my home gets probiotics. We take probiotics in the form of food, like lacto-fermented foods and things like that. But we also make sure to take it in supplement form, just to make sure we're kind of covering all our grounds. So Life 9 is a probiotic my husband and I currently take. This is a new improved probiotic from Young Living. It's got 9 strains, and I really like this one. The pills are small, they're easy to take. Oh, okay, I'll get to that when we get to my kids' one. So let's see here. Multi-greens, I talked about those, the greens with the, it's got, in addition to the greens, not exactly sure how I can say it compliantly, so let's see here. It's also got just some herbs and kelp and things like that. So it's just a really good rounded green formula kind of thing. So yeah, I do take something with kelp in addition to iodine. In my experience, kelp is just not enough to really give people the iodine they need nowadays, because we have a lot of things that oppose iodine in our bodies nowadays, like chlorine and fluoride and bromides, things like that. So there's constantly opposing forces on helping us get the iodine we need. So we're not going to get it from iodized salt, and we're not going to get it from kelp. I've had clients over the years try just kelp, and they just didn't get enough to support their thyroid and stuff sufficiently. So I definitely feel like iodine drops are the way to go. And so let me see here. So one other thing that I really love, this is a multivitamin formula. So for those of you who are looking for just a good, well-rounded multivitamin, you say, I just want to take a multivitamin and call it good. That is totally cool. So Kristen, it was Nascent Iodine. The brand is Harmonic Enterprises, and I get this from VitaCost. And it seems like it's kind of spendy at first because it's this little bottle, but like I said, each drop is 450 micrograms. So this lasts quite a while for my daughter and I. So for those who are just like, I just want just a multivitamin and just simplify it, I've looked at a lot of multivitamins. I spent a lot of time, probably too much time looking at them. And I didn't really love any of them, but even the ones that Young Living used to have, I wasn't really like loving them. So they came out with this one just this past year, and I probably cried happy tears. To be honest, it's a really great multi-nutrient formula. So in addition to some really good forms of those vitamins like we talked about, it's got these vitamins from organic food blend sources, but it also has things like kelp and turmeric, the wolfberry for antioxidants. It's got garlic, you know, all those kinds of things that the whole food ones have, like you know, fruits and vegetables and things like that. It's got what was the other thing that I really like in it? You know, acerola and camu, mangosteen. There's just so much in it. Spinach, bilberry, and then olive leaf extract. What else? There's the turmeric. And then it's got the essential oils, the dietary safe essential oils. So it's like mega boosting the nutrient absorption in these. So this one is honestly quite expensive, and it doesn't fit into my budget at this time. But I got this for free. So that fits into my budget. So I can take it when I get it for free. But like I said, you know, with vitamins, you're getting what you're paying for, unless for some reason you get to get them free. And for those of you who don't know how to get, like how I got it for free, you can let me know. I can tell you. It's just part of Young Living's thing. I order and they give me free stuff back. So they do it for a lot of people. So that's why I got that one for free. Let's see here. I think that, for me, I need like to have more liver, but I don't like to eat it. We put it in our food. I sneak it in our meat and stuff, but it's not consistent, and I like to have it consistently. So, hi baby. So I like the Vital Proteins. It's grass-fed, pasture-raised beef liver capsule thingies. They're ginormous.
Hey, Mommy, I want ninja water.
Yeah, you can have ninja water. Faith will get you some. I take these every day too. I really like these. I mean, beef liver is loaded with so many things, amino acids and tons of vitamins. So this is like a multivitamin in and of itself too. For those who maybe have too much hair coming out after postpartum, this would be a really good thing to take for that. So let's see. I think that, let's see. Oh, of course I can't forget cod liver oil. If you follow me on Healthy Families for God for a while, you know that I have this big like fiasco with cod liver oil. I'm constantly on the search for a really good cod liver oil, and I'm constantly switching which ones my family is taking. I honestly can't say that I love any of them that are on the market nowadays, but it's really important to take cod liver oil. So I just keep going back to Garden of Life cod liver oil. It's inexpensive. I can make sure my whole family can get it at that price. You know, there's some other forms out there that are new, and I'm not seeing that they're sufficiently tested before they're put out there. So I don't jump on some of the new ones that are out there. This is kind of just our old standby for now. I'll keep everybody posted if I do ever find one that I totally love. So cod liver oil offers more than just regular fish oil or omega products, because fish oil by itself does not have vitamin A or vitamin D in it. And I really feel like vitamin A is extremely important, as well as vitamin D for a lot of people. And I think that's half the benefits of taking something like this. So especially for children, they need more vitamin A. The problem is that the precursors to vitamin A, like the carotenoids from food and stuff like that, and that they put in multivitamins, have to be converted by our liver in order to be vitamin A that our body can use for skin and gut health and brain health and eye health and all those things. And most people's liver, even children nowadays, is not functioning well enough to be able to make that conversion successfully. So we really want to make sure that we're getting the animal sources of vitamin A. And so this one's liquid. We just use those like liquid syringers, oral syringers, and squeeze it in our mouth. This one does not taste bad, so we don't need to add any juice to this or anything like that. We just squeeze it in our mouths, and it's really easy to take. So I like that one. Let's see here. And then for me, I like to have a good digestive enzyme. I like to make sure, let's see here. So I don't take all of these at one time. And like I said, I don't take them like, oh, this one should be taken with a meal, and this one should be taken after, and this one should be taken before bedtime. I try to kind of follow that, but for the most part, I take them when I can. I take some in the morning, take some at night. If I take all of them at one time, my tummy doesn't like that. So I try to just split them up in half, and I'll remember to take them twice a day. I won't remember to take vitamins if it's like 3 times a day, and this one at this time and this one at that time. So for my clients too, I just recommend taking them when you can. Most of them they don't feel great on an empty tummy. So usually like after dinner or after a meal is best. So digestive enzymes are one that tend to be best taken with a meal, but I like this one. It's called Detoxime. It's got the digestive enzymes in it, but it doesn't need to be, they're slow release, so it doesn't need to be taken with like right after a meal or right before a meal or something. So I can take this one in the evening with my other evening supplements, and that makes it easy for me. And they're really tiny little capsules, so I like that. So that's my favorite digestive enzyme. There's a lot of different digestive enzymes. I mean, even Young Living, they offer 4 different ones. And so I like to assess what each person needs. There's some things in other digestive enzymes that somebody might need more than what another enzyme has or what another person needs. So I just like to tailor that for our team members and make sure that they know which one is the best for them. That one is the best for me. I don't need a lot of digestive enzyme support, so I like this one. And then, of course, for my adrenals, personally, sometimes I need a lot of vitamin C to be able to just kind of keep my adrenals functioning. They've been really worn on for many years. So when I need more than what I can get from my Super C over here, I will use Nutribiotics ascorbic acid. And some people are against this form of vitamin C. I've personally seen it work miracles in a lot of people for a lot of things. So I'm not against it. It's a great alternative to some of the things that people might have to turn to when they need some help. So that is my personal, there's other ones that I take here and there that I really like for just different things if my body needs it. But these are generally the ones that I take in a day. And I'm really good at remembering to take my supplements if I just split it up into twice a day. Some people have a hard time remembering that. Consistency is hard, but it's a skill. It takes time to develop it, to make it like a habit. So for my kiddos, I actually spent a lot of time finding a multivitamin formula for my kiddos. And when I order things from Prothera and Clear Labs, like the Chlorella Detox, they have a really good multivitamin powder for children, but I was having a hard time getting that to my children because the powder didn't really dissolve that great in liquids. And so let's see here, do I like adaptogens? I do like adaptogens for adrenals, like ashwagandha, I can't ever say that right. I like those, and I actually take that sometimes too. I notice more of an improvement for adrenal health for myself and my clients with B vitamins and lots of vitamin C, as well as sometimes like extra salt intake, things like that. So I think adaptogens are good. They're kind of like second on the budget because I've seen that other things work better and faster for adrenals. So, but yeah, they're definitely good. And when they have them in other products too, I love that. And I think, yeah, like some of these are let me see here. Can't remember what I saw in here. So anyway, so as far as multivitamins go, I really like my kids being able to get a multivitamin formula every day, but I had a hard time finding one. So right now my kiddos do take this chewable multivitamin. It's Dr. Mercola's. I get this on Vitacost, and I like this one because even though it's a chewable, it doesn't have it has xylitol and stevia for the sweeteners, which I personally love those sweeteners, and I feel like they're great per my research. So I really like this multivitamin for kiddos, and my kids like it. That it tastes good. It's got good forms of the vitamins in there. You know, I like this one. So we go through this one a lot. We go through a few bottles of this a month for my kiddos. My kiddos, basically, I want them to make sure that they're taking basically like 3 or 4 things a day. If they can remember that, that's great, and I'm super happy with that. Kristen, because it's isolated vitamin C, so I don't know, I love it. So my kiddos take their multivitamin, This is for my little ones, so ages 3 to 11. They take the chewable one. They take a chewable probiotic, and again with chewable probiotics, chewable anything, watch for the sugars in them. This one also uses xylitol, and xylitol is great for their teeth and stuff like that, so I love that it uses xylitol. This is my private label one from Healthy Families for God that I hope to have available soon. In the meantime, if you can find somewhere that has a Clear Labs children's chewable probiotic, that's what this one is. So it's really great. I like this one. It tastes good, and sometimes I take this one too. So they get the multivitamin, the probiotic, they get cod liver oil, and they get their vitamin C. This is the Super C Chewable from Young Living, and this one does not. This one also uses like stevia and sorbitol and non-GMO tapioca for the sweetener, so it doesn't have refined cane sugar in it, and it has vitamin C from acerola, camu, and rose hips. Plus, it's got the bioflavonoids in it. So I've seen this one work really amazing when their body needs more vitamin C. So I really like this one for them, and it tastes good. My 3-year-old, it's like a little too sour for him because it's not super sweet. So sometimes I can get him to take it and sometimes I can't, but the other boys will take it just fine. And then one other thing that they take, which they love, this is brand new, or this is a newly formulated Kids enzyme. See if I can get that. There we go, Kids Sense Mighty Zyme. So this is digestive enzyme formula. And so digestive enzymes are different than like probiotics. I get asked a lot, are they the same? Probiotics and enzymes are very different. Enzymes provide they're the enzymes that we need to digest our food properly, and then probiotics are the good bacteria. This was newly formulated with nutrients and things that I really like a lot better than the old formula. We didn't get the old formula. This one is also a little bit sweetened. It's got stevia in it and stuff, so it's my kids like it. It doesn't have refined cane sugar in it. So they actually just, like this one says, chew prior to or with meals. My kids just take all of these at night. They just take all their vitamins at night. It just simplifies things. They take it at night, then we know they're getting it. They've developed a pattern, a habit, just like brushing their teeth or getting pajamas on. It just becomes a habit, and so they just, without even thinking, go to their vitamins and take them every night. And that just simplifies things. And then I have, I found this brand on VitaCost for my teenagers. They have multivitamin formulas for teenagers. How cool is that? And these have forms of vitamins and stuff that I like, plus some herbs and other things that are specific to like the teenage boys and the teenage girls. So I really like that. So my teens get this. My daughter, like I said, gets iodine. My teenage daughter, she also gets milk thistle for liver support to help her hormones. And then they get the cod liver oil and probiotics too. They either take these probiotics, the chewable probiotics, everybody loves the chewable probiotics in my house, or the Life 9 probiotics. So that's basically what we get. And so yeah, we go through a lot of supplements, but we really notice the difference. It's really worth it to me. And for our budget, for our health. Sorry. Is Squishy having a hard time down there?
Yeah.
Sorry. So to simplify it, you know, for those who just want to like go with just a basic multivitamin formula to really simplify it, you can get, with something like this, you can get, you know, not just the nutrients, not just the vitamins and the minerals, but you can get like turmeric for inflammatory and liver support and things like that. And you know, you've got the this has spirulina in it also, and the barley greens, like this multi-greens. So these two kind of have a lot of the similar ingredients. So you could just simplify it with this one as well. So this is kind of like some of these all rolled into one. So this would simplify it for those who just really want it basic. And the thing that I like about this is they come already in like a daily packet. So it's super easy. You just take what's in the daily packet. You just take them out of the package. And my 3-year-old ripped it when I just got it. So but you can just open it up and then just take one packet every day. So that's really, for those who want it just simple, you can do it that way. But so for children, for everybody of all ages, I think one of the most important things to make sure that they're getting every day is a probiotic, whether it's in food form like lacto-fermented vegetables, or a yogurt that doesn't have added refined sugars, kefir, things like that, or if it's a supplement form, or both. I really think that everybody needs to have probiotics every single day. So that's on the top of the list for budgeting supplements in and stuff. I think that cod liver oil is one of the most important things children can take each day. So I highly recommend that. I mean, everybody, there's so many things that we need in that, that I think everybody can benefit from cod liver oil every single day. As far as women, for women, I feel like the most important things are magnesium, B vitamins. These also support our hormones, and then iodine. I'm having to pick here. Like, I wanted to say they're all important, and they are, but to just really kind of pick what's most important and focus on that. And then same for men. I think that they tend to need a lot more vitamin C, and they can really benefit from B vitamins as well. So, and of course, something like this is going to be amazing for men too. So, and I can't remember where I ordered this from. It's not coming to me right now. So I don't like ordering anything from Amazon, just because I don't know the temperatures of their warehouses, which could really decrease the nutrients in the supplements and things like that. So cod liver oil, we generally start that about 6 months old. I think that it's cod liver oil and where's the I have an infant allergen-free probiotic powder that we usually start our babies at 6 months old. So this and the probiotic powder, and that's one thing that I like about the let's see here, where is it, the children's tubal. The Clear Labs supplements are allergen-free, so I like that. A lot of probiotics for babies have dairy in them, which some babies just can't handle. So yep, your 8-month-old can take the Garden of Life cod liver oil. It does have the peppermint and lemon flavor in it. I didn't really mind that much. You can do, like, if you want to get a plain one, if you feel better about that, that would be good too. I don't know if Garden of Life has a plain one. What we did for a plain one was, I think we did the fermented cod liver oil, the plain, I think we did the plain liquid. There's a plain unflavored, like a gel one that has the butter oil added to it too, but for if I remember right, for my last baby, we just did the plain unflavored liquid from the fermented cod liver oil from Green Pasture for the baby. So but all my kids get this one now, so from ages like 2 and up, they've been taking this one regularly. I think before that we were using the fermented cod liver oil. I go back and forth on that one. Hi, Kelly. I think that fermented cod liver oil can still be okay. I personally wasn't finding that it had enough of the fatty acids, so we just kind of wanted something that we could be sure had more fatty acids. And so, and there's a really vast difference in the amount of the omega-3 fatty acids in cod liver oil supplements. So I don't recommend against Green Pasture's fermented cod liver oil. I think it's good to take a few different cod liver oils because they all vary. The natural ones, like the cheap ones, really tend to just have added D and A vitamins added back into them, so that's always the same amount. And same with the omega fatty acids, that tends to be the same amount with the cheap ones. But when you're getting to the natural ones and stuff, their amounts tend to be different, and some are higher than others. So I like to just, you know, have a few different cod liver oils to make sure that we're getting, you know, well-rounded nutrients from them. And so that's just me. I mean, for some people that's overwhelming, but for some of us, you know, it's not. So I like switching it up. When Green Pasture has their sales, I'll still go and get some of their cod liver oil, and we'll just kind of be taking a few different ones. And so there's another one that I'm looking into, and I've been trying out, I think it's not coming to me right now. Innate Choice, I think is what it is. But I'm having a hard time getting good customer service from them, so I'm not recommending them yet. So I think that's basically all I wanted to cover. So if you guys have questions, let me know. One thing I want you to know is, unfortunately, I did have to stop offering my services to the general public because I began offering them for free to members of Team Sarah, and that's worked out great, and those numbers are growing really fast. And so if you are on my Team Sarah, that's just wholesale members with Young Living that have signed up through me or through anybody on my team, and you're like, you know what, okay, so which ones should I take that are best for me, and you give me your health scenario, we can work through that and just really customize which ones would be really good for you. There's a lot more supplements out there, and some people need more than the ones that are here. So you know, we can do that and find personalized a regimen for you at any time. Figure out, like, for instance, which enzyme works best for you. For instance, one of the enzyme supplements from Young Living has betaine HCl, like the stomach acid kind of in it. So that helps for those who maybe just need more stomach acid, supplemental stomach acid, which is a lot more people than they realize. Or there's another one that has more pancreas support. So we kind of just like to really zone in and see what works for everybody and what they need, and we can help focus on which ones work best for them. So if you are on Team Sarah and you have questions about that, you can email me that anytime, and we can help work through that. Just not next week, because next week I'll be gone at convention in Utah, and I'm going to take a vacation from my emails. So, but after that, yes. So I'm open to taking questions too if anybody has any questions, and I will come back to the comments periodically over the weekend before I leave for Utah and check on the comments as well and try to help you guys. I will post some links. I have a VitaCost referral link. If you have never ordered from VitaCost, that helps me save money when I order like our multivitamins and stuff for my kiddos. And then that gives you, I think they changed it. It used to be a better coupon discount than it is now. But it's still a good coupon discount if you've never ordered from VitaCost. So I'll leave links to things like that in this group over the weekend. And so really, if you have any questions, let me know too. There's definitely a lot of ways you can support your health with nutrients in supplemental form. Obviously, focusing on diet is fabulous and highly recommended first and foremost. Nutrient-dense foods, like from animals raised the way God intended, and lots of really good high-quality organic vegetables and fruits really should be high on the list. And one thing people ask about with greens like lettuce or like spinach and kale is if they're better raw. And actually, there's some research that shows that the greens mineral content, I think it is, improves or increases once it's cooked. So really just however you can get those healthy foods in is great. So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I got these for free, and you can too. This is part of Young Living's program called the Essential Rewards Program. Basically, when on every month's order, so if I put in a $300 order every month, I get $75 in free stuff in 1 month. So this was basically just like a month's worth of points for me, freebie, and I get that every month. I don't always spend it on this every month, so I kind of have to pick and choose what I spend it on. And then that's in addition to the 24% discount for members too. So it's like bonus double time. I get, if I'm buying my Young Living supplements and I'm getting stuff back, I'm really increasing what I get for my money. I'm getting more nutrients for my money because of the better bioavailability and because I can spend more. So if somebody from my team asked you or invited you to this class, they can tell you all about that and help you get that information. Otherwise, you can email me for more information on that too. I haven't found a ton of sources that I love online to order vitamins from. Viticast and Young Living tend to be my favorite and pretty much where I get everything. The only things I can't get from there, well, I don't think there's anything really. So that's all I really need for me. So I hope that helps you guys. Feel free to post questions or message the person who invited you to this class or me, and we'd love to help you out more. So it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day here in Minnesota. Too hot maybe, but so I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you later.